topic of today's show is one of the biggest cultural taboos, incest. This story begins with siblings that were separated as children. Jennifer and Donald are blood brother and sister and were overjoyed when they found each other as adults. But now, their family believes they are having sex and that Jennifer's year-old son belongs to her brother Donald.
I was taking notice that they were just a little too close. You know, having their arms around each other, rubbing each other's back.
They have the same father, same mother. These are your brother and sister.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Sick. It made me just want to puke.
Nothing but a liar.
Excuse me?
I am not sleeping with him, and I know. Whatever.
No, you are.
He is not following my son.
That freaking child looks exactly like Donald.
Who is the father of your child?
I have no clue. I slept with 2 other guys prior.
So during the time you were living with Donald, you were having sex with 2 other men?
Yes.
Did you ever have sex with Donald?
No. I admit it. I'm not perfect, and I wasn't in a state of mind.
Did you sleep with your brother?
Yes.
You did sleep with your brother. Could Donald be the father of your child?
There might be a possibility.
That's a possibility. If Donald turns out to be the father of your child, what are you going to do?
I really don't know.
Your other sister right now is raising your son.
Yes.
Your other sister, Anna, did you ever admit to her that you slept with your brother? Could you ever patch things up with your sister and your brother?
She's got to stop lying. She's got to stop. She's got to start
And you
telling
could
the
accept
truth
her
somewhere.
still in your life?
Yes, but she's got to stop lying.
You answered no, that you haven't had sex with them in the last 30 days, physical contact, and the results are you did not tell the truth.
Another lie.
Do you have romantic feelings for your sister? He answered no. He did not tell the truth. In the last month, have you had any sexual physical contact with your sister? He answered no. He did not tell the truth.
Another lie.
No matter what the outcome of this DNA test, no matter what the outcome of the situation with your sisters, I'm saying it right now, whatever professional help that we can get you, provide you, therapy, therapist, counselor, somebody to help you. I believe that this situation is still going on. I don't think it's going to be good for you or your brother, and I strongly would say after the show's over that you get some help for the situation that you're in. Your brother Donald is the father of your child.
That's freaking disgusting! I'm done! Freaking done!
I'm done.
You're freaking, you're disgusting! Okay? You're filthy!
I suspect Lisa and her 19-year-old son, JaVale, is having sex. She's taking a shower multiple times in a day. I'm on the phone with her, and she's talking about, oh, I gotta get in the shower. You know what I'm saying? It's in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get in the shower. You just took one this morning, now why you gotta take one this afternoon? Then the son, JaVale, he don't go to work, so it leaves them 2 alone. The first thing that I saw is when her 19-year-old son, JaVale, walked up to her from behind, like they girlfriend and boyfriends. So he walks up behind her, and he just, her stomach, he grabbed her like this, and then kissed on her neck, you know what I'm saying, then look at me like, this my woman. She playing it off like he just being a kid and he just trying to make you mad. That's all he doing. I approached her and I said, mother and son shouldn't do stuff like that. So JaVale's room is right across from the washer and dryer. It's like sometimes she just make up something to wash. She goes down to the basement where the laundry room is at and JaVale's room is at about maybe 3-4 times in a day. You know what I'm saying? It's not that many clothes that you have to wash. When he's not there, she's not going down there. It's always some jumping and running and stuff like that, you know. It's one time when I walked in the kitchen, they both just jumped. You know what I'm saying? Lisa was bent over and JaVale was like right behind her, and then she just jumped up, and I'm like, what's going on here? And she said, oh, nothing. I'm looking in the pantry, getting something out the pantry. JaVale just stood there. He didn't say anything. You know, I asked him what's going on. He didn't say nothing. He just stood there, you know. He got his boxers on. She got a gown on. She have nothing under there, you know. And to me, it's like easy access. But when JaVale's girlfriend, Micaiah, come around, Lisa act like she real jealous, and she just walked through the house mad, till the girl is gone. There was one time when JaVale needed some money, and Lisa told him that you know what you gotta do. You gotta do something strange for a piece of change. And I'm like, what? I said, what you mean by that? To me, it means you gotta give it up to get the money. Well, I need to get to the bottom of this today. If Lisa's sick or she a pervert or something like that, because I'm saying I have to get away with a person like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be around someone like that or a family like that.
That's your fiance on the tape. What's your reaction to what he's saying?
That is not true. And I am the one that called the show because I am sick and tired of him saying that I am sleeping with my son. I can't talk to nobody on the phone unless Kevin is behind me. I can't talk to none of the kids or none of my kids in the house. He's the one, he like younger women's, because when I met him, he told me he was born in 77, come to find out he was born in 67. He told me he had 3 kids, come to find out it's 23 kids. I was told
23 kids?
23 kids. I was told that it was more than that. We have a son together that's 4 years old.
Before this accusation of you sleeping with your son, how was your relationship with Kevin?
It was rocky because a family member had told me they had seen Kevin in an area where his lived, and he was texting me, and he had told me that he was visiting his cousin. So I got into the vehicle, and I drove up. And he was coming out the door, and he was texting me, and I was like, okay, am I cooking you something to eat? And he was like, yeah, you're cooking me something to eat. And I was like, who is that? And he was like, that's my cousin. I'm like, well, let's go back and see. I want to see who she is. So he blocked me off where I couldn't see who she is. So I went right back around the block. I'm like, do you have a baby back, Kevin? She was like, yeah, I have a baby. I said, you lied to me. That's your baby mama. Yeah, it is. So that was another one that I found out about.
Right.
He gave me a ring, and I was told he gave the other girl the ring. He gave me a ring and took the ring and said one of my kids took the ring back. So this is the second ring that we have.
So he gave you a ring, and then he took it, but he said he blamed it on one of your kids.
Yeah, I think he gave it to the other woman.
Why do you want to be with this guy?
It's love. You know what I'm saying? But at this point...
It's kind of crazy love, though.
Yeah, it's crazy love. But at this point, I don't... You know, I thought about it all the way here, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm saying he needs help. He's the one needs help.
Okay, let's just go down the list, because I'm going to assume that you're not sleeping with your son.
No.
Okay. He says you sneak into your son's room.
That's not true.
You don't sneak in there?
No, I do not.
Okay. He says you do more laundry than usual because his room is near the laundry room.
No, I do not.
Is his room near the laundry room?
His room is near the laundry room.
Okay. He says your son hugs you from behind and kisses you on your neck.
That's a lie.
Okay. He doesn't do that?
No.
But even if he did, if I went up behind my mother and gave her a kiss on the cheek, like, you know, hey, Mom, is that something wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you know. He thinks that you act like a jealous girlfriend when your son's girlfriend, Micaiah, comes over.
That's
Do you get
not
jealous
true.
when she comes over?
No, I'm the one that invited her over there.
Right. Now, Kevin admits he cheated on you and got another one pregnant 3 years ago.
Well, I think it's another one, a younger son than both of the one that we got now.
So you still think he's still cheating?
Yeah, and I think he has another child.
He's living a double life, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You think I don't know what you and your son doing?
I don't give a
Yes,
what
you do
say.
think.
No,
Yes, you
no,
do.
you are
Y'all
a
should be
liar.
doing what the
You are the
doing. Y'all
one
shouldn't be doing
cheating.
that. Y'all
You
cheat.
are the one got
sleeping-
more than
you
one
sleeping around
woman.
with your
Do you
child.
know how many
You sleeping
kids
around
you
with your
got?
child. That's what you
You
doing.
pick all
That's
the
what you
women.
do.
That's what
That's
you
what you
do.
do.
No, you
I see
pick
how
up
y'all
all
look
the
at each
women.
other, all that stuff. I see how
pick up all the
y'all. I see how
women. That's what you
y'all.
do.
Don't
I see how
put
y'all
your
look at each
No,
other, all that
no,
stuff.
you don't
Y'all
gotta
running
pick
in
up
out the
all-
basement
you
after
can't
washing. Y'all
hide
doing all
stuff.
that stuff.
That's what you
That's
do.
what you do.
Make up things
I ain't
so
gotta
you
make up
can
nothing because I
see
see with my
women.
eyes.
That's you.
Of course, she shouldn't be sleeping with her son, right?
Right.
Okay. Why do you stay with the woman that you believe is sleeping with her son?
Because I want to see with my own eyes. That's the only reason I stick around, because I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Well, you want to hear the truth.
I want to see it. That's why I stick
You want
around.
to catch them sleeping
I want
together?
to catch them doing something wrong. I'm saying to let
Why?
me know that it's going on. Because that's where I got the clarity. You know what I'm saying? I got the clarity.
But will this give you clarity today?
This will give me clarity today. Right. Because I'm saying what they doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's some sick stuff. You can't sleep with your son. You know what I'm saying?
She's saying she's not.
That's what she say. You know what I'm saying? She tell me the same thing. I'm saying I call her on the phone sometimes, and I know he at the house with her, and I'm saying I hear moaning and groaning on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's going on? Nothing.
Wait, so you call her, she's like, hey, honey, and then she's like,
She do that, Steve. She do that.
Why? If she's having sex, why would she even answer the phone?
Because I know that her son is there and she there, so she don't want me to think that there's something going on.
Hey, the phone's ringing, let's stop for a second?
She ain't gonna do that.
And you say Javal taunts you?
I ain't gonna say he has taunt me. You know what I'm saying? He, like I said, he walks up behind her, hold her like this, and I'm saying, then he kiss on her neck, and he'll look at me like, this my woman. When she walk around the corner, he doing this. You know what I'm saying? He looking around the corner at her butt. I'm saying she bent over, he's there looking at her butt. You know what I'm saying? He doing all those different things. And that ain't normal for a son.
Aren't you making all this up to deflect from all your sexual activity?
I cheated on her because the stuff that she do, that's the reason why. And I brought it to her attention. I said...
I cheat on you because you sleep with your son?
No, because she's sleeping around with other guys. It's not just her son, it's other guys.
Oh, she's sleeping around with everybody.
No, she's sleeping with other guys. She do sleep with other guys.
You sick.
There was some...
You sick.
No, you sick.
You sick.
You sick. You sick. I ain't worried about nothing. Then you gonna act all...
I got you.
You ain't got nothing.
I got you.
You ain't got nothing.
Sick.
You sick.
You're sick.
You sick.
You're
you
sick.
sick.
I can't. Don't do that.
Hey, you sick.
You sick.
Don't fight me.
You sick. Anytime you pick your damn mama up like she your woman,
you sick. This is my mother.
So what?
You
if that's your damn mother, then why you kissing on her? Why you kissing on her neck then?
Mother.
Why you kissing on her neck then? Because you
Can I
sick.
ask you something?
Sure.
Can I give you
Why you sitting on her lap?
I'm just going to run down the list. I don't believe that you and your mother are having sex, okay? I don't believe it. I think Kevin goes out and sleeps with whoever he wants to, and he's making up this story to deflect
cover his
bad behavior. Okay.
Cheating, yeah.
Do you have sex with your mom?
No.
Do you kiss her on the neck?
No.
Do you sneak around the house to be with her?
No.
Do you like Kevin?
No.
And what if he is cheating on your mom?
Oh, he gotta go.
Yeah.
Out the door.
I've been with JaVale for 3 years, and in 3 years, I have seen nothing. And you know what type of girlfriend I am. If he doing something, I'ma find out.
No, you're not gonna find out.
Yes, I am. I see everything.
You're not gonna find out.
When you first heard of this accusation against your boyfriend, what did you think?
I thought she was joking.
Yeah.
Lisa told me, we were in the car, she picked me up from work to take me to the house. I'm like, you kidding? Okay. Like, this not going on.
What do you think of Kevin?
You met him.
What's that?
You met him. He a deadbeat. He don't do nothing. He just lie.
He a what?
He's a deadbeat. He don't even know how many kids he got.
I mean, wouldn't we all agree if Kevin fails, you need to get out of that relationship?
He needs to go regardless.
JaVale. We asked JaVale, have you ever had any sexual physical contact with your mother, Lisa? He answered no. Have you ever had sexual intercourse with your mother, Lisa? He answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and they came back that JaVale told the truth.
Now, how you feel? How you feel?
No.
How you feel? Dumb. Dumb.
Stop it. You shut up. You shut up. You shut up.
I'll show you all about it.
Lisa, we gave you a lie detector test. We asked you, have you ever had sexual physical contact with your son, JaVale? You answered no. Have you ever had sexual intercourse with your son, JaVale? You answered no. Since you've been in a relationship with Kevin, have you had any sexual activity whatsoever, contact or intercourse with any other males? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and it came back that Lisa told the truth.
Pick your face up.
Kevin took a lie detector test. Kevin took a lie detector test, and we asked him, besides 2 other females in the past year, have you had sexual physical contact with any other females besides Lisa? He answered no. Besides 1 other female in the past year, have you had sexual intercourse with any other females besides Lisa? He answered no. Since you've been with Lisa, have you knowingly gotten more than that one other female pregnant? He answered no. The results of his lie detector test came back all the same, and the results are that Kevin did not tell the truth. Hey, get him out. Get him out. Get him out. I guess my question is you seemed surprised.
I knew about one, not no two.
Right. About the child.
I knew about, like I said, I know about one child,
Right.
but like I said, I think it's other after me and her.
Okay.
No.
So you deserve to be happy, right?
I do.
And the only way you're going to be happy is if you do leave Kevin. So will you let us know eventually and give us a call and say, I did it?
Okay.
All right.
I was in a sexual relationship with my father for 2 months. After I turned 14, my dad decided he wanted to be in my life, so I gave him a chance and decided to go stay with him for just the summer. And he started to get into hardcore drugs, got me to do drugs with him. He asked me if I wanted to try meth. I said no, why would you even ask me that? And he's like, just try it, it's the best feeling in the world. I didn't like it the first time, and then I got to do it more, and then I liked the feeling of it. I thought, well, if my dad's doing it, then why can't I, you know? My dad and I bonded after doing meth together. I didn't feel like a daughter to him after that. I felt more of a friend. One night after me and my dad got high, we were sitting in a relative's bed, just like father and daughter would. I didn't think anything was gonna happen, any sexual. I never thought of my dad in a sexual manner. And then one night we were laying there and he started to like cuddle me, and he started rubbing his upper body towards mine, and then I started doing it back thinking it was okay because I wasn't really thinking at the time. He kissed me and got on top of me, and then the next night he started unbuttoning his pants, and so I did the same, and he told me to get on top of him, so I did. After the first time we had sex, it was something we did every day. He taught me things that I never even done or seen, sexual positions that I've never heard of before. I never thought that I would experience something like that, especially with my own father. I thought I was gonna find a guy that I could do those things with, not my father. At the time, I didn't care because I wanted him to love me also, but it ended up bad. He treated me like his girlfriend. He would get mad if I would text other guys. He would just get jealous over me, but he kept telling me that I better not tell on him or get him in trouble or he's going to prison for the rest of his life. He brainwashed me to think that it was okay. The worst part was when I became sober. I went to a treatment center for 5 months. I was clean for 5 months. I got out. I was still clean and everything. And while I was there, I realized that, wow, this is messed up, what my father has done. So I texted a family member and told them what had happened, and they got the cops involved. He was charged with incest and endangering the welfare of a child. When I walked into the courthouse, I had a really bad anxiety attack and I was shaking because right when I seen his face, it made me angry, and I got on that stand and I told them that we had a sexual relationship, and I told them everything that's happened, and they found him guilty of all 3 charges, a maximum up to 30 years in prison. It was the best decision I've ever made because now he's behind bars and he cannot hurt anyone else. I realize now that what he's done is wrong and disgusting, and that he's a coward and that he deserves to be behind bars. Since my dad got convicted, his family is still trying to say that he did not do this, and I want to take a lie detector test to prove to some of his family that I'm not a liar.
Shania, you contacted my show to tell your side of the story. Tell your story. How did this all begin?
Well, at about 14, I moved in with my dad. This is hard for me, I'm sorry.
It's a very hard story to tell, I'm sure.
He was in a relationship with a young girl. It was good for about 2 years. And then all of a sudden, their relationship ended, and he started getting into some hardcore drugs. And then he asked me if I wanted to do drugs. I said no, and then he asked me again, and I said yeah.
What type of drugs is he
Meth.
asking you to do? Meth.
Yeah. So he started to do meth a while before he asked me. Then one time we're at his family member's house. We were laying in the bed just like father and daughter, you know, and I didn't expect nothing would happen. He started to move closer to me, so I was so out of it, I didn't know what was going on, so I was doing the same. That happened that night. The next night, he had intercourse with me in his car. So hard.
When this happened in the car, were you under the influence of meth?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it happened over like 50 times.
And why, and let me say, this is very courageous of you to talk about something like this,
Yeah.
because it's got to be something difficult to share with people. And what made you want to come on the show and talk about this?
Well, because I went to a treatment center for about 5 months, and I talked to therapists and counseling there and stuff, and his family is still saying it never happened. Like, they found him guilty, and they're still saying it never happened, so I thought...
He went to trial.
Yeah.
And he was...
I had to go to trial, yeah.
You went to trial and you testified against your father, and he was found guilty. Okay. So he hasn't been sentenced yet, right?
Not yet.
And what's he facing?
I think a maximum 30 years.
30 years in jail. When you were in these sexual acts with your father, were you always high?
Not always, but it was just in my head that it was okay to do that. So
Right. And what was he saying to you at those times?
he would just tell me, like, don't tell on me, just stuff like that.
Right. You told my producer you developed romantic feelings for your father. Would you say you were in love with him at one point?
I don't know if it was in love. I just wanted him to love me because he's never been there for me. So I try to make it up to him, I guess. I don't know.
Now, his family is taking up his side and says that they're saying that you're a liar, that you're making this all up. And I would have to say, what would you gain from that?
Nothing. Seriously.
Nothing.
Why would I come all this way?
Your aunt, your father's sister, she was supposed to be here but couldn't be here. She left a voicemail. We're going to play that now.
Okay.
Hi, Steve. My name is Crystal, and I am Shania's aunt. I do not believe a word that comes out of her mouth, as she has changed her story so many times. I mean, to family, authorities, on the stand. She developed an obsession with my brother and would fantasize about him constantly, saying she wished he wasn't her father and that she wanted to marry him when she turned 18, and always made sexual comments about him. And when he got in trouble, she figured he was already going to prison, so why not make up this story that she had sex with him? I mean, they found no physical evidence in the car, bedroom, any place she said they had sex. My brother's story has not changed one bit, and hers has changed multiple times. She has and always will be a troubled girl that strives for attention, needs help. My brother may have made bad choices, but this is one thing I know he is not capable of. He is going to prison for a long time over this, and this may not help get him out or set him free, but one thing I know it will do is clear his name and prove to everybody that she lied about having a sexual relationship with my brother, and I know that she is going to fail that lie detector test, and it is going to prove to me and my family and help us cope with this better and try to get him out, maybe get a new trial. And that's what we're trying to do. Thank you.
What's your reaction to what the aunt is saying? She basically blames you for everything.
Yeah, and that's the other way around. My dad told me that he wishes that I wasn't his daughter, that he wants to marry me, and that I'm the only girl that he wants, and all this stuff.
I certainly hope that you'll stay off drugs, and if anybody else tries to give you drugs, you just say, I've been down that path, and I'm just not going down it again. Okay. We asked you, was your father the first person to ever give you meth? And you answered yes. Is it true that you had sexual intercourse with your biological father in 2013? And you answered yes. Did you fabricate the story that you had sexual intercourse with your biological father? You answered no. And the results for your lie detector test came back the same to each question, and it came back that you told the truth. We're going to follow this case very closely, and whatever support and help that we can give you to get you through this, okay?
Okay.
When I was 6 months pregnant with our son, Reggie and I broke up. Come to find out he was cheating with his cousin. Like, crazy. I was heartbroken, embarrassed. Like, I didn't know what to think of him anymore. Like, dang, your cousin? He showed me a tattoo, and it kind of looked like a picture that he showed on Facebook of the cousin or whatever. And I'm like, well, where you get the, like, what was the idea come from? He like, oh, the tattoo artist just freestyled it. Then it got these initials on it. The girl name is the initials that's on his chest. So I'm like, he's steady lying about it. But however, after I had my son, we got back together. Cause that's the only man I ever been with. It was in love, you know, I'm young. So I lose my job. I moved out of my hometown. I left Reggie where he was at because we wasn't meeting eye to eye. Was there for like 7 months by myself. Reggie found where I was at. Like, I would block him from calling, texting, all type of stuff, cause he's crazy. He begs and cries and pleads to be back together. He wants his family, this is what he wants. So I'm like, okay, we could do this. So I help him get a job. He gets a job. What'd he do? Mess with a coworker. Girl, I about lost my mind. Like, they supposed to have sex one time. Like, she's supposed to woke him out his sleep and he's supposed to stop there, whatever. I put him out. He just won't leave me alone. I want to be with my family. I love y'all. Y'all all I got. No, you're not teaching my son how to be a man. You're teaching him to dog women. Like, that's not right. I feel used. And Reggie know where my heart is because he's the only man I ever been with. Like, I've been with him since I was 16. So I think Reggie take how I feel for him for granted. Like, if he passed the lie detector test, which I highly doubt, but if he does, then maybe we can work on something. Because, I mean, what girl wouldn't want her family, you know?
I'm here to win Kiki back, man. Try to get my family back, man.
And why don't you have them?
Because I was being stupid. It was like, we was young, you know, we was together 7 years. You know, I met Kiki when I was like, she was 16 since I knew her. So it was like, you know, we was on and off, you know, we got serious. 2 years later, found out she was pregnant with my son. I was excited, you know, it was my first baby, my only child. About 6 months into the pregnancy, you know, I was going to every doctor's appointment. I was being a good father, you know, to my son that was on his way. And then I ended up losing my brother 6 months into the pregnancy.
You lost your brother?
Yeah, my brother ended up passing away.
I'm sorry about that.
It was like, it messed everything up. Like, I wasn't focused. I didn't know where my head was at. You know, I was vulnerable, you know. The only person I had was Kiki, but I was too just messed up to see it. Like, it messed me up real bad. So it was like 6 months into the end. At my brother's wake, I met the girl. You know, we exchanged numbers.
Your cousin?
Yeah, I met the cousin. We exchanged numbers. A couple of days passed. We hook up, we chill, whatever. I end up having sex with her.
Isn't that kind of strange having sex with your cousin?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I knew she was my cousin. I didn't know she was my cousin until like 4 or 5 months into it. So it was like...
How did you find out she was your cousin?
Because my father told me. It was like, I went over his house one day and I brung her, you know? So he looking at me like, looking at her like, what is this? Like, what's going on? Whole time it's my cousin. I guess it was my second cousin. I never met this girl a day in my life though. I met her the day.
But
after
wouldn't
my
somebody at the
funeral.
funeral say, "Hey, this is your cousin"?
I didn't even know her at the funeral. Like I met her the day after the funeral when we all went to the house and had food and whatever. That's when I met her.
Right.
And we exchanged numbers. And it was crazy because.
But you still were with Kiki.
Yeah, me and Kiki was together. I was living 2 different lives. I ain't gonna lie. I was with her and Kiki at the same time. Kiki only had sex with her one time, but I was in a relationship with her.
How many times did you have sex with her?
I can't even keep count. But break it off after we find out, you know, we related, we just break it off. Me and Kiki ended up getting back together 2 months later. She ended up moving out of state.
Were you guys still together at this point?
Yeah, we were still together.
So she just moves?
She just moved.
Did you move with her?
No, I ain't moved with her.
Why?
I stayed in the city because I needed time to focus on me and get myself together so when I do go with her, we could be straight. So this was probably like, my son was about 2, almost 3, no, he was 1, just turning 2 actually, because I missed his 2nd birthday. I go down there, whatever, I go to the state where they at, you know. She was a good woman, you know, she looked out for me, she helped me get my GED, she helped me get a job at her job, and, you know, we was doing our thing. We had a good relationship going, we moved into a house, we got 2 cars, you know, we was living a family life.
Yeah.
And to my dumb self was being stupid again, met somebody at the job, and we went out for drinks. I was drunk, sleep. I wake up, she was giving me some oral. I go back to sleep, you know, I wake up again.
You fell
like
asleep
I'm tripping.
while she was doing it?
Yeah, because I was drunk, like I was tripping, man. Oh, man.
Like I said, man, you're one weird dude, man.
It was crazy, Steve.
How do you fall asleep when somebody's doing that?
It was like I was already asleep. I had woke up into it. And then I thought.
But still, once you wake up, you're like, yeah!
It wasn't like that, man.
Why you laughing like everything funny?
I'm not laughing.
You was laughing like it's funny. This ain't no joke.
What's up?
This is your life, not mine.
It's our life.
No, we don't have no life.
How we don't?
What you mean how?
How we don't?
You keep saying a mistake. That's not no mistake.
What you
A
call
mistake
it?
is something you learn from. You ain't learned 3 years ago?
Well, I didn't.
Because you did it again? Hello?
That's the past, man.
And you bring the past now.
You bring the past up every day.
How?
Kiki, every day is, oh, I can't go to the store, I can't go to the weed, man, I can't do nothing without you thinking a female gonna be there. Without you thinking a female gonna be there.
Kiki came here, and we gave her a lie detector test, and we asked her, since being in a relationship with Reggie, have you had sexual contact with any other males? And Kiki answered no. Since being in a relationship with Reggie, have you had sexual intercourse with any other males? She answered no. And the results both came back the same, and it came back that Kiki told the truth. Reggie came here and took a lie detector test. And we asked him.
Don't step away from
We asked him.
Scared?
Before you had sex with your cousin.
Wait, Steve. Wait, Steve. You don't want to tell nothing before he read these results?
Go ahead, Steve.
All right.
All right. Reggie came here, took a lie detector test, and we asked him, before you had sex with your cousin, did you actually know that she was your cousin? He answered no, and he told the truth. Does your tattoo with the initials stand for your cousin's name?
Now, this is the one I want to know.
He said no, and he told the truth.
I don't care. You still gonna get it covered up. You still gonna get it covered up.
I ain't tripping.
All right.
Did you have sex with your cousin more than one time? Yes. Confessed to being in a relationship with her for a few months.
That's silly.
Did you complete sexual intercourse with your coworker? Did you complete sexual intercourse with your coworker? Did you?
It wasn't fully.
Did you?
I mean,
He answered no. He did not tell the truth. Other than coworker and your cousin, since being in a relationship with Kiki, have you had sexual contact with any other females? You answered no, and you did not tell the truth.
What?
I don't know.
Damn, really?
I don't know.
So it's more than
No.
Other than the coworker and your cousin, since being in a relationship with Kiki, have you had sexual intercourse with any other females? He answered no, and Reggie did not tell the truth. You took a lie detector test and you passed. You know that you've been truthful. You took the test. Even the way you answered it, you know that you were gonna fail before we even got to your results. She wants the truth, and if you're just gonna keep lying to her,
No point in lying.
There's gonna be no chance for you in your relationship, and you do have a son with her.
You do. You don't love me as much as you say you love me, because this is not love.
Yes, I do.
And I keep telling you that.
I have not been.
I don't want to
messing
see
with nobody.
you. I just want to go home.
Is there any chance that he could do something?
No.
And to repair or make it a
No.
second chance? Because you believe that he's just gonna keep doing what he's doing.
Yep.
No, I'm not. I haven't been doing nothing, Kiki, for the past 9 months since we've been back together. What have I been doing?
Anything you say, I don't believe you. So what is you talking to me for?
You ain't gonna believe it regardless. If I would have
So what you
passed
talking to
every
me for?
question on the lie detector test, you still wouldn't have believed it.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
That's
Kiki.
not true.
Keep it 100. You still
I'm
wouldn't have
keeping it
believed
real. Obviously, I've been the only one keeping it real.
This is it.
I'm good. I'm done.
You're done.
I told Reggie,
No more
he felt
playing
I'm
house.
done. I'm good. He getting out.
He's getting out.
Doubt it.
Okay.
Well, you had a lot of chances and you screwed it up, and I don't blame you. So, good luck to you. Birdie appeared on my show 4 years ago to confront her mother, Minnie, who spent 13 and a half years in prison after videotapes surfaced showing Birdie and her sister performing sex acts on each other. At the time, Birdie was only 5 years old and her sister was even younger. This abuse carried on for years. Minnie was not only accused of filming these disturbing acts, but also participating in them. Take a look.
My earliest age of memory of abuse is starting at the age of 5. My mother would beat us. She literally tied me down to a bed, used a sex toy on me, and after she was done, made me a burrito and told me that's what little boys do to girls. By the time I was 6, she videotaped me and my sister committing sex acts directed by her on a videotape. When I was 9, that's when the tape was found. They sold a trailer, and the tape happened to still be in the trailer. And the gentleman that had bought the trailer seen the images of me and my sister in interaction of sex acts with each other, and he turned it into the police. And everything just happened so fast. Like, we were ripped from her custody. Then it went to court where we were subpoenaed to testify against my mother for the tape. Still to this day, she doesn't believe she did anything wrong. It's my fault. I did it. I've lied. I made my mom serve 13 and a half years on a lie. Come on, say what you gotta say, Minnie. Come on, say it. Because you know you're a freaking liar. You know you held me down. You tied me to that bed. And you used that sex toy. Don't you ever say you didn't do that? I hate you. I wish you were dead.
Stop lying.
I hate you, guts. You don't have a relationship with us because you caused that, not because of us. And don't stand up here and lie. I'm sick of you. I cannot wait till the day you're. I can't wait!
Go ahead, try again.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, you're the victim.
In a way, yes, because I did so much time in prison. It is not no joke.
I want an apology. I want you to stop running my name in the dirt. Own up to it. You were there that night he made that tape. You're the one that told us what to do, just like he did. Own up to it. That's what I want, Minnie.
I'll say that.
Say, I am sorry, Birdie. I am sorry that you have to live in hell every day of your life because I was a mom.
Today's
Do
gonna
that.
be one thing like that, and then tomorrow it's gonna be another thing.
She said she was tied to a bed and sexual toys were used on her.
What happens if I say I don't remember?
That you don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm not gonna put things in your mind.
That's
did you
the
ever?
God's honest truth.
Did you ever make her, your daughter, have sex acts with her little sister? Yes or no?
One time and only, Minnie. Come on. One time and only.
You used to do it all the time to Becky.
Oh my God,
Okay,
are you
okay,
serious? I was a kid.
Okay.
Are you
If she
kidding
did,
me?
if she did, then somebody taught her how to do
Right.
that.
I'm sorry, Bertie. Really, I am. And it's not your fault, honey. It's mine. It's my fault. I have to live with it every day. And I am so sorry. I will live with
That's all I've ever wanted. Thank you. You finally said it's my fault, and I can be at peace with my life now.
Minnie, you came here today. You took a lie detector test. We asked you about the physical abuse. Did you ever strike either of your children, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. Regarding either of your children, did you ever strike them, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. We then went on to ask you questions about sexual abuse. Were you ever present when the videotapes were made of your children performing sex acts? You answered no. Did you ever tell your children to do anything sexual to each other? You answered no. Did you do anything sexual with either of your children? You answered no. And the results for your lie detector test is that all the results came back the same. They came back that you didn't tell the truth. But you told us that you did do it. Now, and I just want to know how you could do that.
I can't honestly say. I just know that I was young back then, and
You cared more about him than you did us. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
There it was, Minnie. I answered the question for you because we didn't matter at the time. And that's what hurts the most. You were supposed to be our mom. You were supposed to care about us.
and I did.
And I wonder
You're
every
right.
day why
I
God
did.
decided
I
you
didn't.
to be that parent. But hey, thanks. You got to learn about the hard life. So.
It took a lot of courage for Bertie to confront her mother after 20 years. But what Bertie wanted more than anything was to find the couple who turned in the tape that led to her mother's arrest. So we reached out to this heroic couple, and they are here today to reunite with Bertie. Watch this.
Our son had said he has this guy across the street that wanted a trailer tore down. My husband said, yeah, I can do it. So we got up the next morning and went there. And I was sitting up on the back of the truck when the two girls came out, and they were sitting with me. And then my husband came out to the truck carrying a box. He said, I don't know where it came from. In the meantime, I was sitting on the back of the truck still with the girls, and the younger girl said, I wish you and Harry were our parents. And I said, but you got a mommy and daddy. And she said, yes, but you're nice. She said, you're nice people. You would be a good mommy and daddy. The girl's parent came up and said, what are you doing? He was yelling. And he screamed really loud and said, what are you doing? Get away from her. You get in the house and don't you say a word. I thought, okay, let's see what's in the box. I opened the box. Inside of the box was stuffed animals on top of adult toys, dildos, and there was this black VCR tape and it had like a skull on the front of it. And I thought, what is this? So Harry said, well, we need to find out what's on this, so let's look at it. Next thing I know, he went in the bathroom and got sick. And he come in there and told me. And I said, oh my God. I said, we need to go to the sheriff's office. The last time that we saw Bertie was the day we went to court. The court took a break. My husband and I were standing in the hall, and Bertie and Becky came running out to us. And they asked the lady, can they hug us? And they said, look, there's the people that sang this. And that's the last time we saw them. I've always thought about these girls. My husband and I had many conversations. We tried to find them, but we didn't know what their married names were. He goes into his messages, and all of a sudden I heard this shriek. And my husband's like, oh my God. He said, you gotta come read this. It's like I was in a fog of a dream. And I kept looking at it over and over, and it was a message from Bertie. She had been looking for us ever since she got old enough to get on the computer and search. And my husband and I just sat there and cried. We couldn't believe it. And I told her I've never forgot her, and I never will. Never will.
How did you find Judy and Harry?
I had went on the internet and I found an old newspaper clipping, and it had his name. So I went on Facebook and Googled his name.
And then you reached out to them and they contacted you back?
Yes.
And what was that like the first time you had a conversation with them?
It was emotional. I kept telling them how much I appreciated them, how much I loved them, how much they saved my life, how grateful I was for them, and that they actually stood up and didn't just stay quiet like everybody else did. A lot of people knew something was going on, and they never talked, and they never stood up for us. They just,
Have you had any contact with Minnie since the show?
No, I have not. I haven't tried to reach out to her. I don't. Like I said after this show, there was going to be no relationship, and there's not. There never will be. I have to protect my kids, and she's not a very good woman.
Now, Judy and Harry, the people that, like you said, kind of saved you, they're going to join us now. Let's bring them in. Bertie, what would you like to say to them?
I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea how much you've saved us from that situation. And like I told you before when we were on the phone, I owe you my life, because who wouldn't have known how long we would have stayed in that situation? Because nobody was talking. Everybody was keeping it hidden, so.
Hey, I just want you to know, I could say really quick, you and your sister have always been in my heart. I've never forgot you since the day we went to court and the day we talked to you on the back of the truck. And I want you to know that we feel like your parents. And I'll never, ever have you leave my heart. And I love you as if you're my daughters.
If you two didn't become suspicious of that tape, look at that tape, turn it into authorities, there's no telling how long the abuse of these two young girls would have went on until you took action. So, listen, you are truly heroes. So I want to thank you for that.
I would do it all again.
We want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Thank Bertie for coming back today. And we wish everybody all the luck in the world. Take care.
I've had doubts about Kelly being my daughter for years. I wanted a DNA test. I heard that Kelly might not be mine. Kelly's been in my life for about 38 years. I started having sex with Kelly when she was about 14 years old. I thought that she was my daughter at that time. That's what I was led to believe. It was something that happened. It's one of those deals where I made a bad choice. I saw her in the bathroom and told her that she needed to shut the door. And when the next morning I told her that, I had seen her, and she asked me, did I like it? And I told her, I said, you got a good looking body. And that's how everything started. Well, Kelly's not a victim because, you know, she was a willing participant in this. You know, she would tell me that she wanted it because she hasn't had it in a long time. She's very good at manipulating people to get what she wants. And she would come into my bedroom and reach and grab me by my penis, and she would come on to me just like a grown woman. When she got out of the bath or shower of a morning, I would be in the living room watching my news of a morning, and she would call me and ask if I'd come back there, come to her bedroom, and I'd walk back there and she'd be standing stark naked in front of me. Kelly needs to tell the truth about being a willing participant when we started having sexual intercourse. I went to prison on an incest charge for 3.5 years. I'm on parole until September of 2023. Well, the sex registry here in the state of Arkansas, they give you levels. I'm a level 2 sex offender. I did write to Kelly while I was in prison because mail call is something other very important. And you try to stay in touch with your family and as much as possible in order to help get you out and, you know, become a family, you know, once again. And, you know, Kelly has helped me out a considerable amount since I got out of prison. If she comes back and it's not my daughter, it's going to break my dang heart. You know, I love Kelly. I'll walk through hell with a pair of gasoline underwear on for her, you know. She's good people, and I'm not gonna let nobody. I'm not gonna let nobody hurt her. No way. I mean, you know, any way at all. If it comes back that she is my daughter, I want to jump through hoops to show people that I have a child that will stand up and say, "That's my daddy." I want everyone to know that just because you make a bad choice doesn't make you a bad person.
What the hell possessed you to sleep with your own daughter?
At that time, I did not know that she was my daughter. I've had doubts about Kelly
Well, no,
being my daughter.
you knew what happened to her. You get custody of her. You're getting custody of your daughter.
That's what I thought. I was
Okay,
getting custody of my daughter.
so when you got her, you thought you were her father. Why did you then sleep with her?
Because, you know, the circumstances, like I said, when you have a fully developed young woman, or I did, you know, this was the satisfaction of what we call the pig, the problem of immediate gratification. Steve, I went through a living ringer, and I'm not making excuses for what I did because it was a bad choice. It was wrong.
I was raped and molested from the age of 8 to the age of 13 by my stepfather, Jerry. When I was 13, I went to Children's Hospital and I got a rape kit, and they found out that I was 3 months pregnant by my stepfather. My stepdad got 50 years for raping me. I finally escaped from my stepdad, Jerry, and went to go live with my father, Chester. When I went to live with Chester, it started all over again. Chester raped me from the age of 13 to the age of 18. It was a nightmare. My own father was raping his flesh and blood. I was in between 13 and 15 when I told my teacher. My teacher told the police, and then it started getting investigated. I went to go live with some friends, and Chester said if I didn't come back home, he was going to throw me in juvie. During the investigation, I still lived with him, and he still assaulted me. And he blames me for going to prison. When he got out, I ended up eventually dropping the restraining order because you're supposed to forgive and go on. I forgave him, but it's very hard for me to go on. I think he wants to end up finding closure because he knows he's guilty on doing something. I want him to know that I'm his daughter, but I just want to know that if I'm his kid, you should have never touched me that way.
He's still using you.
I'm done.
Talk to your father.
I'm done. When I come back, I'm done. I'm changing my number. I'm blocking numbers. I'm done.
I've done everything, even with
Chester Samuel, I am done, no matter what it comes out to be.
Well,
Period.
If that's
I'm
the way
tired of being
it's going to
used.
destroy me. It's going to destroy me if she comes back that you're not my daughter.
Oh my God!
Look at it.
About that. That's
It's
you
not.
know. Daughter. You want to keep playing around. This isn't about. You know, I'm going along with the charade that we're doing a DNA test to find out if you're her father, but you know that's not the damn case. And I mean, who even cares if you're her father? You raped a 13-year-old. You slept with the 13-year-old. You believed that she was your daughter. Whether she is your daughter or not now, you know, some 27 years later, you were under the impression that this was Daddy's little girl. And even if she wasn't Daddy's little girl, you're the type of guy that will sleep with a young child.
No.
I mean, we're doing a DNA test. How can anybody, like, we're a double-edged sword here, because if he's not his father, say, oh, look, it was okay. It's okay that I raped the child because she wasn't even mine.
No, it's not okay. It's not
okay. It's okay that I raped the child because she wasn't mine. But if he's your father, listen, I've done this show for 15 years, thousands of episodes. I mean, I've had bad dudes on my show. This guy is one of the worst. And not only is he worse, he's like, I didn't do anything that bad. The child wanted me. The child came on to me.
Whatever.
And now he's pretending like, maybe I'm not her father because that would help me out.
Well, look at the nose. Look at the face. Look at the hair.
I don't want to look at anything about that guy.
Because he's a predator and
guess what? No. Chester is your father.
I'm not a damn
told you!
You know it.
Now what?
You know it.
I told you!
I told you. What did you say? What is the result? I didn't hear him because you were running your mouth.
Chester,
you are the father. You are the father.
You are Kelly's father.
Thank God. Thank God that I can put
God that you're
I can put my family at rest, you know. I'm going to go to them and let them know that, look, all the lies and stuff that y'all told me about this woman sleeping with somebody and this child not being mine is all a damn lie. Thank you.
I didn't do anything for you. I hate you. I don't hate a lot of people in this world, but I hate you. This is your wife. She's had two men just abuse and take and harm her. She doesn't need any more men. You're going to side with one of the worst human beings I've ever met. He's a fine guy. That guy, he's a Be a man. Be smart. Take care of her. Show her love. Don't jump on and add to the list of men that have taken advantage of her, that abused her, that robbed her. Can you do that?
Yes, I can.
Good luck to you. I really hope things work out for you. Tesla says she left her ex, Josh, after she walked in on him furiously shaking their young daughter. He was investigated and cleared of any wrongdoing, but a few months later, Tesla claims their daughter accused Josh of sexually touching her. Josh denies ever abusing his daughter and says Tesla made this entire story up to keep him away from their child.
I just want to find out what happened to my daughter. Christmas 2015, my daughter was throwing a fit, and her dad tried to take control and tame the situation, but she didn't want him at all. And he took her anyways to the garage, and she started screaming. And I went in there, and his back was facing me, and he was shaking her. I didn't call the cops, so I just stayed till 2 days till he went back to work, and I took our stuff and I left. After he went to court and I got custody. He was awarded his first weekend visit. When she came back at 5 o'clock, she took her clothes off and she said, "Mommy, hurt, hurt." When she said, "Mommy, hurt, hurt," she pointed to her privates and opened her legs. So then I saw and it was all swollen and red. And I said, "Who did that?" And she said, "Daddy, Papa." I found out that my daughter had a small abrasion inside her private part. I think Josh is capable of doing this to our daughter because he went to trial for similar allegations almost 10 years ago. Josh's dad, Sherman, was there that weekend that our daughter got hurt. So I don't know what happened, but either him or someone did it. Now, Josh and his whole family are trying to accuse me on making this whole thing up, but I'm not, because I'm just trying to protect my daughter and be there, and if something happens, I want to be able to protect her, make sure she'll be okay for the rest of her life.
Steve, she's bringing up false allegations toward me that I haven't done. I've proven it to her multiple times, you know, and I have a past, yes. I've told her about my past. I gave it to her right up front because I didn't want to lie to her. I didn't want to have anything come up.
And what was your past?
My past was false allegations toward rape, sodomy of another minor child.
How did you find out you were being accused of this?
Officers showed up at my house. They swabbed me and my whole family. They went and took belongings of my daughter. They took belongings of mine for evidence and took it to evidence. No
so
results.
this is an open investigation?
It's still an open investigation at this time.
Now, these are serious allegations.
Yes, sir.
Why would she be saying this? I mean, did you ever
Did
you ever cheat on her?
No, sir.
You ever abuse her?
No, sir.
So she's just making this all up against you.
Yes, sir.
Your father also took a DNA sample and a lie detector test. Why is that?
They wanted to investigate him because in the doctor's report it stated me and my father.
That you both were abusing her?
Yeah.
Could your father have molested your daughter? No way.
No way.
Let's meet Tesla.
You said you hurt her. She
No, I
said,
didn't.
"Mama, hurt her."
No, she didn't.
Yes, she
She
did.
never said that.
Yes, she
never
You're
said.
saying
No.
that she's lying.
She's not telling the truth.
You can't even understand what she says.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I understand exactly what she
Yeah,
said.
you understand a 2-year-old that can't even speak very well.
Why did you leave him?
Because he shook her, and I was scared to call the
When
cops.
you say he shook her, can you show me?
He grabbed her underneath the armpits, and he did it 3 times, and she was screaming.
And how old was she at the time?
She was about a year.
About a year. So after he shook her, did you take her to the hospital?
I waited until he went to work, and I
You
left.
waited till he went to work,
Yes,
and
I
then
didn't want him to hurt her worse or something worse to happen.
how did it come upon where you thought that your daughter was molested by him?
We were going to bed, and she took off her clothes, and she showed me. And she said, "Mama hurt, Daddy hurt, hurt." I instantly took her to the hospital.
And you took her to the hospital, and then what happened?
Then she got investigated and swabbed and talked to the cops and contacted DHS.
And how verbal is she?
She could talk and say some things.
You told my producers that you believe if Josh didn't do it, then his father, Sherman, did it.
He was the one that picked her up on that visit.
Okay.
And he got mad saying I should have came to them and said something before I went to the hospital.
All right, well, let's meet your dad, Sherman.
I can't believe that. You're tearing me up. He's proved himself innocent.
How?
You've seen it.
The DNA hasn't
What did
even
the-
came back yet.
I'd kick his ass myself if I thought he did that.
Okay.
Listen, her story doesn't make a lot of sense.
Never
I
has.
could say that. But what concerns me about your son is, you know, here you're accused of raping 2 little girls about 10 years ago, and I was accused of molesting. I mean, does that bother that your son keeps getting accused of molesting little children?
No, because I was there when it happened. It started the same way this one started.
All right, Sherman, you came here and you took a lie detector test.
Yes.
And we asked you, have you ever had physical contact with your granddaughter for your own sexual gratification?
No.
Sherman answered no. And the results for his lie detector test is that Sherman told the truth. Tesla came on, and she took a lie detector test. And we asked her, did your daughter tell you, Daddy hurt, while pointing to her private area? She said yes. Did you coach your daughter to indicate that her father hurt her in her private area? You answered no. The results of both questions came back the same, and it came back that you, Tesla, did not tell the truth. Your story makes no sense with you telling it, okay? And you know when stories don't make sense, they're usually not true. Josh came here and he took a lie detector test. And we asked him, on that day in December of 2015, did you shake your youngest daughter? He answered no. He told the truth. We asked Josh, have you ever had physical contact with your youngest daughter for your own sexual gratification? He answered no. And the result for that question is extreme deception indicated.
You did it?
No,
What does that mean?
I did not do it.
What does that mean?
It means he lied.
You did it?
No, I did not touch my daughter.
We gave your son,
I
Sherman,
did not touch her.
3 polygraph tests.
I didn't touch her, and I know for a fact I
Extreme
did.
deception was indicated 3 times.
What's the next?
That's it.
That's it?
That's the 2 questions.
I was asked
Shaking
5
and
questions.
sexual contact.
5
Obviously, we ask you
And I told
more questions, but we
have
only
nothing to
read
say.
the ones pertaining to the story. This is a system. You have to either pass a test, the question, with a +4, meaning you pass, or a -4.
So is that the FBI test, the one? That one? Is that what? Because he explained.
Are you a lawyer?
I asked you a question. Is that the lie detector test? It's the FBI one. Period. He told me
You know
this
what?
several times.
I'll bring Dan out in a second.
That's fine.
And then you can ask Dan whatever you want.
He told me this. I was just asking you if that's the one you're
and
in.
I want to give you all the answers that you want,
Good.
sir. But the one thing that you need to start doing is looking at that little and molesting little kids.
I found it. He hasn't got one.
You found this one.
Let's see it.
Now, a cut score, and I'm going to explain this to you. To pass any question or fail any question, you have to have a +4 or -4. For molesting or having physical contact for his own sexual gratification with your granddaughter, he had a -13. Let's bring Dan out.
I had to ask you those same questions.
Sure, go ahead.
In there, you said this is an FBI.
Same test that the FBI
So if you
administers.
flunk one question out of the 5 questions you asked, you fail the whole test. Is that test?
Yes.
So how?
Sir, we were running away.
I'm going
That's
home,
his
dude.
son. That's his backbone there, running away.
Steve, polygraphs don't test questions. Polygraphs test an issue. The questions test that issue. He fails the issue with a -13.
Okay.
He molested that child. Period.
I think you better start looking closely at your son and what he's doing around little kids.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do nothing and you just want to say, oh, the Steve Wilkos show is wrong, I have a feeling in the future there might be some other small child out there that will suffer at your son's hands. The lowest thing that you can do is abuse a child.
Wouldn't
the
even
lowest
do that,
thing.
dude.
Excuse me?
I wouldn't do that.
You did do it.
I didn't do it.
And you did it to your
No,
own...
I didn't.
Well,
I was proven
Hey,
already once.
Mike, what is he going to do to me? You're gonna
Absolutely not. I'm not going to touch you, dude. I wouldn't physically harm you, dude.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
No.
Trying to get him to instigate him to.
Hey, you know what? I'm done with your...
Get the hell out of here.
You know why I'm not fearful of you? It's because I'm not a child. And now, this show is over. You have shown yourself to violate sexually
Well, that's why I
and
come
your
back
own
in.
daughter. And with that, now, Mike, you can do your job and get rid of this. My guest is Belinda. Belinda, why are you here?
I'm here today, Steve, because a year ago in July, my daughter had told me that her biological father molested her.
Your daughter came to you and said, Mom, Dad molested me.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
I was stunned. I had her tell me again.
Were you
and then
still
I went
with?
to
Were you still with this man at this time?
No, I had
Oh,
spent.
you had split up.
Yeah, we had been split up for quite some time, and immediately we went to the doctors, and confirmed everything. And
So a doctor gave you confirmation that your daughter was physically, sexually molested.
Yes.
How old was your daughter at the time?
She was 3.5.
3.5 years old.
And he told me that it had happened, and it was consistent with digital penetration being done by a grown man's finger.
So was your ex arrested?
He was not. We were taken to the police station, and they told him, look, these are the charges. It was going to be aggravated incest. They kept dragging their feet. Nothing was done about it. We were 5 months into it, and they had just kind of pushed it back to the side.
Now, from what I was told, and I could be wrong, maybe this came out wrong, but that you dropped the charges.
I did. In the end, I dropped the charges, as crazy as that may sound.
Okay, you got to explain to me why you would do that.
Because my daughter never stopped asking about her father. And I never could justify that this was real.
What do you mean you couldn't justify? You went to a doctor, you know
I
it
went
was
to a
real.
doctor. I had over half the proof I need, you know, because he won't admit it. And nobody was doing nothing about it.
Nobody was doing nothing?
Nothing.
The police were just sitting around, drinking coffee, what?
He was taken for a lie detector's test, and that is the only thing they did with him.
And did he fail it? Did he pass it?
It came up inconclusive.
It came up inconclusive. You got a letter from the state that you live in saying that they were opening an investigation into this.
Yes, because of the age of the child.
Right. And because that there was evidence that your daughter was sexually molested. This was in August, you dropped the charges in November.
Yes. So
what, a couple months go by and you're like, you're tired of the case?
I can only tell you why
you let the guy off. You moved them back into your house.
Yes.
Okay. Why are we sitting down having this conversation? So, again, you let him move into your house?
Yes.
Okay. Why? Did you ever confront him and say, did you do this?
I have.
And what did he say?
He says no.
Okay. And then, again, I go back to why didn't you let the police do their investigation and find out if this actually happened?
The authorities or nobody was worried about it.
The authorities couldn't worry about it because you dropped the charges. We got an affidavit saying... Here's the affidavit that you signed saying, I don't even want it looked into. I want it dropped. Wouldn't you go back and correct the situation and say, you know what, I want this case reopened?
And I have thought about it. If I wish there is a way. No, I wish there was a way. Like if it comes out that he fails this,
you know, I have to find out. You took a lie detector test before the show.
Yes, I have.
And if he fails his lie detector test, what will happen?
He's leaving my house. He's going back home by himself.
He's leaving your house.
And the visitations right now, they are strictly up to me because he cannot be around her without my presence.
Do you still have feelings for this? What's his name?
Scott.
Scott, do you have feelings for him?
No.
You don't have feelings for him?
I have no feelings like...
Do you love him?
No.
But you let him move back into the house?
I let him and his fiancée move in.
You let him and his fiancée move back in the house?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Again, they were about to lose their place.
What the hell do you care? You know what? He could have had a nice place to live if he kept the charges going. Scott's the father of your daughter that you say molested your daughter?
Yes.
Let's bring him out.
You know I didn't do this.
First off, do not stand here and get him. No, because look, I have the doctor. I dropped the charges, but I have the reports.
You knew I didn't do it.
Then who did? My daughter.
That's what we need to find out.
No, it's not we. It's what I need to find out.
Well, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to tell you.
Why
right
would
now,
she lie to me about this? Why can't you admit this to me?
And you know in your heart.
No, if I did, I wouldn't be here. Clearly, the facts are not where they need to be.
That might be true.
Why would she lie? How could she make that up in detail? Why would you do it?
All the stuff we went through, all the stuff that has gone through, that little girl's gone through more hurt.
She's had an awful lot of hurt for somebody that never hurt nobody.
That's
so why can't you just tell me today, beyond the shadow of a doubt, I did it or I didn't do it? Why would she lie to me?
I didn't do it.
Why?
Somebody else has coerced her to say that, or...
No, no.
Somebody else.
You cannot. A little 3.5-year-old could not make this up in such detail.
You turn around and move me back in. Because that little girl wants me to turn around and color with her. That little girl wants me.
I have helped you. I have moved you back in my house throughout all this. And look, you still cannot stand here and tell me you're 100% innocent.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I
no,
can.
You can't.
The only thing that showed
that's the argument again. He's saying, he goes, I didn't do it.
It's been that way from day one.
And you keep saying, you can't prove to me 100%. Well, my thing is, then why did you move him back in the house?
The reason she moved me back in the house, Steve?
I'm going to ask you, Scott. You were with this woman?
9.5 years.
9.5 years. You have a little baby daughter?
Yes.
And you love her?
More than you'll ever know, Steve.
More than I'll ever know. And you're saying that you would never hurt your little girl?
No.
And you're saying that you never, ever did anything wrong to her sexually?
No, sir.
Why would a little 3.5-year-old girl say this?
I don't know, Steve. That's why I'm here.
And, I mean, you believe that she took her to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, something happened to your little girl.
Yes.
Okay, so you believe something happened to her?
Yes.
She's saying, she points the finger at you, saying, our little girl said, it was you. Said Dad, right?
She is the one that has implicated him from the beginning.
Okay.
Not
but
me.
The
I
day
just
that
stood
she
her...
turned around and decided to drop the charges and
why
turn
did
around
why
and
did
let
she
me
ever, why
see
did
my
she,
daughter
why
in
did she tell you,
Walmart's parking
why did she
lot,
say that?
She ran out of the car, got in my truck, and jumped into my arms, Steve, after what, 4 months, Belinda?
I've never denied that. I said she always
I'm asking
asked,
you, when
she
you had the
always
conversation, here you're being charged, you're facing...
99 years.
Facing 99 years in jail. And all of a sudden, the person says, I'm dropping them. Did you ever ask her, hey, why'd you drop the charges?
Yeah, I have.
And what did she say?
What did you tell me, Belinda?
The fact that my daughter, had never stopped asking. In the hospital, she says, Mommy, I know that he hurt me, but I still love him.
I never heard her say that.
You weren't at the hospital, dumbass.
A 3-year-old's talking like that? A 3-year-old's talking like that?
Okay, what?
I'm sorry. I had children that were 3, and I don't remember them talking like that, like they were adults.
Have you gone and talked to her?
Can you relate to this story? Go to www.stevewilkos.com to get my help. Belinda, you took a lie detector test. Have you ever touched your daughter in an inappropriate manner for your own sexual gratification? You answered no. Did you coach your daughter to say that Scott molested her? She answered no. And the results for your lie detector test is that Belinda told the truth.
Thank you. So then, Steve,
it's your little girl. She came on the show because you wanted the truth.
yes,
All right, and you wanted your ex to take a lie detector test.
yes.
And he came on the show and he took a lie detector test. And he was asked, have you ever sexually molested your daughter? Scott answered no. Have you ever sexually molested your daughter on more than one occasion? He answered no. And the results for Scott's lie detector test is that he did not tell the truth.
Are you
I didn't touch.
These results don't lie. Scott,
I'm telling
how did
you.
you come up with
I
that?
did not.
Scott.
The other ones come back inconclusive.
And these you just flat out failed them, right?
That paper might say that I failed, but I'm telling you right now, in my heart, I know I
They
didn't
lie,
touch
right?
my daughter.
They lie just like I was lying
I know
and
in
my
my
daughter
heart that
was
I didn't touch
lying.
her.
Right?
You know deep in your heart that I didn't touch her.
And
Belinda.
I know beyond the shadow of a doubt these test results don't lie. And neither does my daughter. And look.
Okay, that's fine. You believe what you want. If you want
So
to
the facts are that your daughter went to her and said, Daddy molested me. The facts are that your daughter was taken to a doctor, was physically examined, and said, yes, she was sexually molested.
That might be true, Steve.
You know what you did, right?
Yeah, I know what I did in my
You know what
heart.
you did in your heart.
That's
your
right.
heart. That little dark place inside there. You know what you did.
It's not dark.
Okay. Just even the way you answered that question when the results were read, the way you said it, it creeped me out. You did something. I don't know exactly what you did, but you did something. And you, scumbag, can get off my stage. I want to know from you now. What are you going to do?
They are getting out of my house. You have just confirmed all of my fears. But you have given me closure and my daughter justice.
You know what? It's nice for you to say that. It really is nice for you to say that. But you know what? You should have done the right thing the first time. You could have gave your daughter justice. Your little daughter could have looked at you and said, "Thank you, Mom." You could have kept following the investigation, let the investigation keep going on. You moved the guy back into your house. These are mistakes that you're going to have to live with.
The rest of my life.
For the rest of your life. I hope, moving forward, that you do make the right decisions by your daughter. That if your daughter comes to you and says, somebody did something bad to me, that you let it go all the way through. That you carry it out till the end. No matter how hard it is, you protect your children to the very end. Caitlin says she can't shake the feeling that her boyfriend, Aaron, slept with his cousin. You see, a neighbor told her that Aaron confessed this to him, but Aaron says it was all a ruse to see if Caitlin was cheating. And to make matters worse, Aaron is now denying their young son. Caitlin, how did you hear that Aaron slept with his cousin?
Well, Steve, one day I was outside and our neighbor came to me and said, "I have to tell you something." I said, "What is it?" He said, "You know, Aaron slept with his cousin." I was really shocked. You know, there's no way to feel about that. And so I went up to him, I went up to Aaron and I said, "Did you sleep with your cousin? Just tell me the truth." He said, "No, I told the neighbor this to see if he was trying to get with you."
Right, but how would he find out if he was trying to get with you by saying, "I slept with my cousin"?
Because everything seemed to get back to me. Apparently, I want to sleep with everybody.
That you want to sleep with everybody?
Apparently.
How long you been with Aaron?
Almost 4 years.
And you have a child together?
Yes.
How old's the child?
5 months.
5 months.
Yes.
Before these allegations of sleeping with the cousin, how was the relationship?
Rocky.
Rocky. Why is it rocky?
I accused him of sleeping with people. He was always on his phone. Always.
Does he sleep with other people?
Not that I know of.
But you think that he does?
Yes. He called other girls pretty and beautiful and barely said that to me.
What do you mean? He, like in front of you, he says, "Oh, that chick's beautiful"?
On Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook.
Yes. I said, "Why are you calling other girls pretty? You know, why don't you say that to me? You're with me.
Right.
I think I'm pretty.
Sure.
I think I'm beautiful.
Sure.
Yes, I'm a bigger girl, but you're with me, so why don't you say that to me?"
Right.
Mhm.
Did you ever cheat on him?
Nope.
Never?
Nope.
Why does he think you cheat on him then?
Because at work, I'd be very friendly to my customers so they come back. I'm a friendly person.
Right. Not just your typical,
Of course.
take the money and go. So you do think he's cheating, right?
Yes.
And he denies it?
He denies it.
Let's meet Aaron.
Did you really sleep with your cousin?
No. I didn't. The only reason why I give other girls attention is because I felt you neglected me and you weren't giving me the proper attention that I deserve. I feel like you give your friends more attention than me. Sometimes you'd flirt at work. And also, after I broke up with you, the next day you're dating, coming by my dorms and kissing on them, hugging them, grabbing all over each other.
But you
right
didn't.
in front of me.
You said that you couldn't deal with the relationship because you just got out of a relationship
Yes, and I
that
needed
you
a
were
s-
engaged in.
I needed
So
a
I
small
took
break.
that as, you know, you didn't want to be with me. You kissed up on me, but you didn't say, "Hey, we're in a relationship."
I said I needed a small break. Next day, you just totally went like that.
Did you start making out with
I dated him. Yes.
Right in front of me.
right after
The next day. And I
Well,
heard...
I mean, that is a little awkward, isn't it?
It is. And I heard she also gave him in the movie theater.
Which is not true.
Okay, yeah. I know. You hear these
Now,
things,
Steve,
you're gonna be like, "What's up?"
You know how guys like to talk.
Right, I do.
He wanted to make Aaron feel like crap.
What movie was it?
What movie?
Yeah, what movie did you see?
She probably don't even remember.
I don't.
Well,
I really don't
were you
remember.
too busy to watch the movie?
It wasn't that interesting of a movie.
Okay, but you deny that charge.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, so, but even if all that, and which is wrong, you shouldn't start dating his the next day. But at some point, you knew all that, and you still took her.
Yeah, I just wanted a small break to get my head together.
Okay, but now you can't hold that against her if you knew all that, and then you got back with her.
And he still holds it
but
against me.
While I was at work, the neighbor was coming over and hanging out with her.
And?
And I felt like he was trying to get with her.
Did he get with her?
I don't know. I mean...
But then you told this neighbor that you had sex with your cousin, right?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
All right, yeah, it's a little unorthodox, crazy, yeah, I realize that. But I wanted to see what he was willing to do. Like, he said, I won't tell anybody, I trust me, you can tell me anything, you know.
So you said, I slept with my cousin.
Because I knew that would get out.
Caitlin, you're up. We asked you, since being with Aaron, have you had any sexual physical contact with any other males? You answered no. Since being with Aaron, have you had sexual intercourse with any other males? She answered no. The results came back the same in each question. They came back that Caitlin told the truth.
Told you. Always.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You had doubts after she accused you of sleeping with your cousin. You came here, you took a DNA test, Aaron. You came here, you took a DNA test, Aaron, and you are the father of Caitlin's family. Aaron came here and took a lie detector test. And the first thing he did was made a confession. The subject confessed that he engaged in romantic kissing and touching with his cousin. He stated he did not know she was his cousin until afterwards. So, but he did, or was this before or after her?
After.
After you were with her?
Yes.
So she didn't know about it?
I knew.
You know. Other than kissing and touching, did you have any sexual activity with that cousin that Kate? So this is another cousin, the one that he told his neighbor about. Two different cousins. Other than kissing and touching, did you have any other sexual activity with that cousin that Caitlin suspects? He answered no. He told the truth. Other than kissing and touching that cousin, since being with Caitlin, have you had sexual physical contact with any other females? He answered no. He did not tell the truth. Since being with Caitlin, have you had sexual intercourse with any other females? He answered no. He told the truth. I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? I mean, and a confession, which you say you knew about.
Yeah. I saw the text messages between them.
Right. What the hell is going on, man? I mean, just standing from the outside, if I was either one of you, I wouldn't want to be in this relationship. And I understand the need sometimes, oh, we want to stay a family for the child. But if neither one of you are happy, then your child's not going to be happy.
I do love her with all my heart. I don't want anybody else. I just want to be functional.
I want to stay together, but I want him to treat me better.
But who knows if that's going to happen?
Then if it doesn't, I'm gone.
He seems almost robotic towards you.
I just want the same thing. I don't want to feel like I'm putting forth the effort and it's not being appreciated.
And you'll stop having sexual contact with other women?
Yes.
So the two of you want to stay together?
Yeah.
Good. As my wife just said, good luck to you. Hope it works out.